All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's Maddie here from Chill TCG. Today we have a really special video. We're interviewing the champion of our Chill Series 8 ptcgo tournament. It's Angel Aranibar. He won playing a very great Pikarom list. I think he did not lose a game in his single run in the tournament. Won nine wins and then one ID, I believe. But we got him here on call actually to ask him a few questions about himself, his experience with the tournament, and then also a little bit about his deck. So, Angel, what's going on, man?
Yes, okay. Hello, I am Angel Aranibar. I am a player from Peru. My deck is Pikarom. The very strong speed for this deck is the control of the match. Yes, in the last Shield Series 8 tournament, in the match, I prefer control of my opponent. And continue to the match. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I mean, you had a really great run in the tournament, especially that grand finals match. People can actually go watch that match. It was recorded, posted on the YouTube channel. You played Vaughn, who was running ADP. Ended up just going 2-0. You absolutely swept through his ADP list. It was a really impressive match there in grand finals. But Angel, so let me ask you just a few questions about yourself first. So you said you're from Peru, is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So how long have you been playing Pokemon?
Okay. Okay. I play Pokemon 4 years in the game. I am 16 years. Yes. I am my first season for the Master Division. I am the last season. I am senior. And well, I play TCG Pokemon, no?
Awesome, man. So so you played. You're one of the original players who started playing in the Chill Series tournament way back in our earlier tournaments, about a month or two ago. Really great to see you play in all these tournaments. This was your first win in the Chill Series, but have you ever won any sort of like actual IRL Pokemon events, like regionals, things like that, or have you really just started playing heavily in online events? So like what tournaments have you won so far?
Yes, I classify for the second Players Cup season for this Saturday.
Nice.
Yes,
Yep.
this Saturday I play the Players Cup. I as qualifier for the Latam series.
Hmm.
Um, yes.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
So, actually, man, it's super funny, Angel, because a few days after you got the win here at Chill Series 8 with this Pikarom list, a very similar Pikarom list ended up winning the Hexters tournament the Friday after, just 2 days after, which is absolutely crazy. Right now, I have a video coming out soon. I actually crunched some of the numbers for the whole past month. And right now, Pikarom is the best deck in the format right now, technically speaking, based off of tournament placements in the month of October. So I think people are really sleeping on Pikarom. Do you think right now that it's the best deck, or do you think that it's one of the best decks?
Yes, I like the list because they have many exercises and I can bring you closer to the entire meta game for the Pikarom deck. No Pikarom deck no have one counter in the meta game. No.
Right, for sure.
Eh, uh,
Yeah, I mean, I know there isn't really like a legit counter to Pikarom right now. I know some people are playing Excadrill, we can have a really good matchup against Pikarom, but
yes.
I mean, other than that, it doesn't really have too many decks, that do too well against it. Do you think that, you played quite a few Pikarom in the tournament. Do you think that Pikarom, or sorry, you played against quite a few ADP in the tournament. Do you think that ADP has a good matchup against Pikarom, or do you think that you have a pretty good matchup against ADP?
Oh, ADP's match so is is difficult for the ADP star.
Mm,
And in this match, Pikarom, I am prefer star. The other match, Pikarom, I prefer is second.
mm-hmm.
Yes. For ADP star, Intrepid Sword, more difficult. And no star, Intrepid Sword second tour, I am prefer. It's more easy the match. For the control of the hammers and Tingelgram, I more easy game. Yes.
Right. For sure. I mean, your Pikarom list, it's pretty. I think as far as Pikarom lists go, it's pretty it's pretty by the books. There's not too much that I would change about this deck. Of course, now a lot of people who are running Pikarom are running Energy Denial between the Crushing Hammers and the Team Yell Grunt. Do you think that that's definitely the best way to play Pikarom right now in the format?
Yes, this list of the Pikarom is more control, no more speed. The objective from this list is that it have the control of the game. My opponent is play the cards and I control what hammer and Gelgram and item lock of Vikavolt.
For sure. Yeah, 100%, man.
Yes.
So
yes.
I know that you did play Vaughn against an ADP in the finals. Do you remember the match that you played in top 8 and the match that you played in top 4? What were some of the other decks that you played here in the tournament?
Oh, okay. In the tournament, the Eternatus VMAX match is the connective Gelgram in the turn 1 of the Eternatus or turn 2, and the last of the match is control of the hammers. The hammers, I the hammers heads 2 of the game. 2 of the 4 is I count 2 of 4 faces of the hammers. I prefer playing in this form.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Very cool, man.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Thanks. Thanks.
So, here, let me ask you. So, well, just trying to think.
Okay.
Just trying to think here. So, So do you know like what decks that you've typically played in these past tournaments online, or do you typically just go and play Pikarom, or is this sort of one of the first few tournaments that you played Pikarom? What deck do you typically play in these online tournaments?
Oh, okay. I play ADP in other tournaments ADP is no my deck. I prefer other different. No, ADPs Intrepid Sword, Energy-GX, and Win in the more games. Yes, and in my case, is I know star for ADP or Sassian. I star or Dedenne, Eldegoss, or Crobat. In this deck, I prefer playing this deck. I prefer playing Pikarom, or other deck is Melmecario. Melmecario and Samacenta. I like this deck.
Yeah, the Lucario Melmetal deck is going to get really good here after Vivid Voltage comes out. I assume a lot more people are going to start playing that deck here in the next few weeks after a few new inclusions that are coming out in the new set. But I think for right now, Pikarom is doing really well, and that's actually a good question too. So Colossal VMAX is coming out in Rebel Clash. Sorry, not in Rebel Clash, in Vivid Voltage. And that seems to be a very solid, fighting ground type. Deck archetype. Do you think that that's going to, that's going to probably lead people to stop playing Pikarom as much as they are right now?
Well, probably with the new expansion, change the meta game. The new expansion, I prefer playing ADP Station, and Eyelash. This deck is is more strong. And Colossal V Max, this deck is slow for the first attack in one fighting energy, so no big damage. The second attack is big damage, and this deck is no speed.
Right. But I mean, it is hitting for weakness on Pikarom, right? So I think that Colossal is going to have a really good matchup against Pikarom. So I think that Pikarom is doing really well right now in the format. It's getting played pretty well. A pretty large amount of people are playing Pikarom. But I think that after Colossal comes out, Pikarom's going to see a little bit less success in the next few months.
Yes.
But that's that is just my opinion. But yeah, man, I mean, anything else that you really want to talk about in this deck? Particularly, I know that, one thing that I want to note is the one Vikavolt V inclusion here into this deck that ended up actually doing really, really well against that ADP matchup in Grand Finals. If anyone's gone back and watched that video, I believe it was game number 2 or maybe it was game 1, that the Vikavolt pretty much won you the game there against ADP. You got it off early and started just getting him into that early item lock, and it really made him struggle for the rest of the game. Do you think that Vikavolt is definitely a really important inclusion in this deck?
Yes. In the game 2, when they kill my Pikarom for this session, I have a difficult decision. Yes. Or I prefer attack for the other Pokemon yes, I prefer attack on the other Pokemon with the Vikavolt is knockout for the session for 230 damage. Pero Vikavolt have Big Charm is no knockout. And the Tool Scrapper from playing my opponent, I watch for the discard pile. In this moment, I prefer attack for the Vikavolt, control of the game. Yes, item lock is more strong.
Right.
It's more strong in the game. For the different deck playing different items. The Vikavolt is good.
Yeah, for sure. And ADP is a deck that runs a whole lot of item cards. So
yes.
I think Vikavolt, can definitely be really good in that matchup. Another thing that I wanted to mention, so you're only running one Boltund V in your deck, and some other Pikarom decks that I've seen do pretty well in these online events are running multiple Boltunds. Like, there might be running like 2, 3, or even 4 sometimes. Do you think that, Boltund is, do you think that just running one Boltund was smarter in this deck overall, or do you think that it's a good idea to run multiple Boltunds in your Pikarom list?
Yes, but the other list from the playing 2 Boltunds I watch is good. It's good. But for my list, playing 1 Boltund and other Electromagnetic Radar. Yes, for the search my Pikarom and Raichu. Start with Boltund is good for me. Yes, and now start the Boltund I start of Vikavolt, of Tapu Koko V on and Raichu, and I play in 1 air balloon and 4 switch and 4 quick ball. So in the turn 1, no start with Boltund. I play quick ball, Boltund, switch Boltund, and attack. Or Boltund in the price. I start the Pikarom energy and search the Coco Prince. The Coco Prince or energy for Vikavolt Coco Prince item lock turn 1 is my other option.
For sure. Yeah, 100%, man. It makes a whole lot of sense, for sure. And I agree with you there. I don't really know if running a large amount of Boltunds is entirely necessary in this deck, although maybe 2, you could run 2 and it wouldn't be so bad necessarily. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else? So before I'm going to move on and we're going to actually look at some of your matches in the tournament. We're going to go on the Limitless tournament page and check out your run overall. But is there anything else that you want to let us know or anything else that you want to touch on about your list?
Yes. Well, repeat the question, please.
Okay, so we're gonna go and we're gonna move on, and we're gonna look at your matches that you played in the tournament on Limitless. But before we get into that, is there anything else that you want to talk about, just about your deck here, just anything about the list, or do you want to just move right on?
Okay. My list. About my list for the Pikarom and other list or what?
Yeah, just about your list. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bueno, okay. My list playing one Boltund and one Vikavolt and Koko is the Pokemon B for the two price attackers, two price I prefer to in my bench. I have one Boltund, one Pikarom, one Raichu, one Dedenne or Crobat, and Koko V. For the Koko V is have pretty retreat and start and next attack for the Raichu tag team, attack for the paralyze my opponent. Is the free retreat for the Koko V, Tapu Koko V is more important.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of people aren't running Tapu Koko V in their in their Pikarom deck, but I think that it's really good, especially it works really it works really well with the Raichu tag team. Of course, the free retreat makes it a really good pivot, and that means that you can sort of switch it into the active and then free retreat into that Raichu, and kind of give you a really nice way to switch in and out between like your Pikaroms or your Vikavolts back into your Raichus. I think it's a really good inclusion into this deck. And also, doing that 200 damage for 3 energy is also not bad at all if you really need to in the game. I know it's probably not your first option, but I think that running Tapu Koko V is a good idea in this deck, particularly for sure.
Yes. The Tapu Koko, I is the best start of the deck is for the Boltund V or Tapu Koko V. Is the best start for the Pikarom.
Yeah.
Boltund V is the okay. I prefer start the Tapu Koko V, and for the no star or my opponent start the flip a coin. Is my opponent start flip a coin and I start Koko V star. Oh, and the no I start Boltund V. Boltund V is the big Pokemon of the Pikarom deck. Search the big attackers. Boltund V, your second attack of the Boltund V is more used for the deck.
Right.
On this, yes.
For sure. Yeah, that Boltund V attack can be really useful. And if you have a Pikarom and a Raichu setup, at the same time, if you have those 8 energies on the board, it can do a lot of damage, and I think that it's it's really important to be played in any Pikarom deck list for sure.
Yes.
All right. So Angel, we're gonna move on here. I'm gonna pull up the Limitless tournament page, and we're gonna look back at all the games that you played in for the tournament. All right. Back into it, Angel. Okay. So looking at this, so if we look at the first match in the tournament, you played Noah Allerton. And he was running a Giratina Garchomp deck. We actually did see a Giratina Garchomp deck make top 8. It was Caleb Rogerson. But this was your first win of the tournament. Anything that you want to say particularly about that matchup?
Yes. This game, my opponent is Brick. My opponent start for the one moment. My opponent start for the Magnemite, yes, Magnemite, yes, and pass. Your first turn, my opponent Magnemite pass, and I have a knockout from the first turn,
sure.
And I win for the dunk.
Yeah, awesome.
This match.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I think overall Pikarom has a pretty good matchup against Giratina Garchomp, and like you said, you had a pretty good start, so I think that's always important as well, right? Your second match, you played Tone 8167. It was your first ADP matchup of the tournament in round 2 of Swiss, and you also got the win against Tone. Anything that you remember specifically about that matchup? That was your first of 3 ADP matchups, but you know, anything that you want to say?
This match for the Tom is more interesting. It's the good match. I defraud this match. I excited this match. My opponent start with Station and Intrepid Sword turn 1, and I my second turn attack for the Boltund. And the last of the game, I controller with Vikavolt, and I finished this game for the tag ball of the Pikarom GX.
Cool. Yes. Yeah. All right, and then round 3, in your third game in Swiss, you ended up playing Azul GG, and he was running Scorch VMAX, and you actually did get the win on Azul. Do you do you remember how exactly you got that win? Do you remember how that matchup went for you specifically?
Yes, this game is more cool game. Yes, my opponent playing Scorch, and the start for my opponent is no very fantastic. It's no good. Or your start for my opponent is slow. It's slow, and the game my opponent no connecting energies energies in the start game. In the last game, yes, in the last game I have the win condition with Raichu. In this match for the Scorch deck, my strong Pokemon is Raichu Tag Team and Tapu Koko V.
Right.
Attack with Pikarom, charge my Raichu, my Koko, and energy the turn for the Raichu Tag Team. And knockout with Koko V. My opponent knockout my Koko V, and I paralyzing with Raichu.
Right. The paralysis was probably really important in that matchup for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I hear
you. The paralyzing is more strong effect with the meta game. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's strong paralyzing.
It is very strong. Paralysis can really turn the tide of the game for sure. And then after Azul, after the Scorch, you ended up playing another ADP. But then after that, you played Ricardo Totti, who was playing Eternatus, which was your first Eternatus matchup of the tournament. You did end up getting the win, so talk a little bit about the Eternatus game.
Yes, that game with Ricardo, I have for 3 hits, and I very lucky for this match. Yes, so 3 hits with hammers, and the last gel gun and attack. In this match, I have lucky with the hammers, and because attack with Pikarom, charge the ball, charge the Tapu Koko V, knockout with Tapu Koko V, and charge energy turn for Raichu.
Yeah. I mean those hammers, especially against Eternatus, right? If you're hitting 3 out of 4 hammers, it's definitely not a good time for Eternatus at all. And of course, the bench populated with some of those single prize Pokemon and those Crobats that Eternatus likes to do. Pikarom could definitely have a really good time if you're getting on a roll. After the Eternatus, Angel, you ended up playing a Joshua Sutherland, and this was your first Luke medal of the tournament, Lucario Melmetal. And you ended up getting the win against him, of course. So, talk a little bit about the Luke Metal matchup. Do you think that Pikarom has a decent matchup against Luke Metal? Do you remember anything specifically from this matchup?
Yes. I feel that game was the most difficult. The last turn is It's also the match. The last part of the match, I have one prize and my opponent one prize. I playing with Reset Stamp and Paralyzing with Raichu. And my opponent search in this turn with one card in hand, search Switch and Energy. If search these two cards, my opponent win with no search, no 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 search these cards, and the other turn I win with attacking for Thunder Shot.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool, man. And then, okay, so
Yes.
after Luke Metal Angel, you ended up pairing up against Sulfurman, who was playing Blacephalon. You ended up IDing, so this was your only ID at the end of the tournament. Interestingly enough, you guys ended up pairing up again in your top 4 match, where you did end up playing, of course. So talk a little bit about the Blacephalon matchup that you played in your semifinal match.
Yes, in the semifinal with Blacephalon, and this match with Blacephalon, the best Pokemon is Vikavolt. Vikavolt is the item lock turn, and my opponent no have the option of the playing your item cards. Mm-hmm. Your item cards is in the Blacephalon deck is the important, is the more important, and I attack with Vikavolt, stop with my opponent.
Nice. Yeah, that makes a total lot of sense. You know, Blacephalon really relies on a lot of those item cards to get those fire energies in the hand, right? And I think yes. Vikavolt's definitely really good. And with the low HP of Blacephalon, Vikavolt can definitely put in a lot of work too, for sure. So that's very smart on your part. And then finally, of course, you know, the game against Vaughn, the ADP matchup. I think we all know how that goes. We did post the recording, the game, to the YouTube, the Grand Finals match. So if you guys are watching this and you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. So we won't talk too much about that matchup, but you know, anything specifically that you want to note? I know that Vikavolt was really good in that matchup, and I think that you did. You had one play in the game there where you Team Yell Grunted and hammered, and then the next turn you Eldegoss for Team Yell Grunt and played it twice, which I think helped you out a lot in slowing down your opponent. Yeah, I mean, do you want to just say anything specifically about that ADP matchup in Grand Finals?
Yes, the final with ADP session is for the great game. The first game, in this match, I hope this card with you Tool Scrapper. Tool Scrapper, the card my opponent used with my big charm is more difficult. Yes, and my opponent discard with Tool Scrapper. I full blitz with my Pikarom and charge with my Pikarom and Tag Ball. With my opponent no discard with Tool Scrapper, no uses this form of the attack. I prefer charge other Pokemon with the Session ADP GX and Session attack, knock out my Pikarom.
Right. Mm-hmm. 100%, man. 100%. You actually went 2-0 in that matchup, and I think it was a pretty decisive win. I think that you did get some good flips on the hammers, got some good luck with the coin flips, and I think that, you know, with the energy denial and the item lock too against Vaughn there, it was very dirty, very, very nice indeed. So if you guys are watching this and haven't seen that Grand Finals match, go check it out. There'll be a link to it down below. But yeah, Angel, that's going to wrap it up, man. I don't really have too much else I want to say. So I really appreciate you coming on to the video, talking a little bit about your deck list. There's going to be the full deck list export down below in the description. So if you guys are interested in playing, Definitely just go check that out down below. But yeah, I mean, that's going to wrap up the video, Angel. Is there anything that you want to tell the viewers before we sign off?
Yes, yes. The Shield Series is a good tournament. I prefer playing for this tournament. I am very exciting.
Awesome. Hey, I appreciate that, Angel. You don't have to say that, man. That's very nice of you. Very nice. Well, we love having you play. And after all the tournaments that you played in, we were really excited to see you finally get the win here, which was very, very cool. Of course, you are qualifying for the Chill Series Invitational after this win here this past week. But are you planning on playing in the Chill Series number 9 coming up this Wednesday?
Wednesday, yes, I playing for the Shield Series Tournament 9.
Yep.
Yes, I play in the Shield,
awesome,
Shield Series.
Awesome.
And
yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I still apologize if I say a word that is not so clear. I speak Spanish. My English is no perfect. My English is so. And thanks for the interview.
Hey man, no, I appreciate it. It's really it's difficult, right, to come on and do this interview, and get recorded while speaking your second language. So I definitely give a big shout out to you, man. It's really difficult, right? It's nothing that I could do personally. I don't speak more than one language, so it's always impressive when the people there, from outside the country come in and give a lot of great explanations using a language that's not their primary language. So I really appreciate that.
Yes, I am still practicing to speak it English, and because speaking English more fluently.
Yeah, no, I mean you're doing good, man.
Thanks.
Trust me, yeah, you're doing fine, definitely.
Yes, thanks.
But yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up, guys. Chill Series number 9 is coming up this Wednesday. So link down below to go register. Definitely go register if you can. Definitely go try out this Pikarom list. It's absolutely busted. It won 2 major tournaments this past week, so definitely pretty good. And big thanks to Angel for coming out for the interview and then playing and winning the tournament. But I don't really have much else to say, so we're gonna go ahead and sign off, Angel. All right.
Yes, I participate for the Shield Series number 9, and good week for the other persons.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, yes. I will catch you later, and I'll see you on Wednesday. All right.
Yes, and I wanted to send for the greetings for the Peru community. Yes, in Peru, the community of the playing Pokémon TCG is no big. The community is the 100 players. Yes, and the community is big awesome. It's big awesome. The good person, and I wanted to send greetings for these people.
Yeah, awesome, man. For sure. Hey, shout out to Peru. Shout out to the entire Peru Pokemon community. You guys got some great players over there, obviously. Angel's one of them, but I'm sure there's plenty more. And we would love to see all the Peru players come out and play in the Chill Series, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Angel, we're going to wrap it up. This video should be up either tonight or tomorrow, so be ready for it, all right?
Okay, perfect. I very thanks for the interview and good tournament.
Yes, thank you, man. All right, I'll see you soon. All right, Angel.
Yes.
All right, see you, man.